You don't need to convince me that you really want a puppy. The people that you have to convince that you really want a puppy are your parents. Now get out a pen and paper because I'd like you to take some notes on this, and you do want to take notes. So how do you convince your parents that a puppy is the right fit for you? Do you tell them, I'm going to do my homework, I'll wash the dishes, I'll clean my room really well? That's really fantastic that you'd like to do that. What parent wouldn't love you to do that? But let me ask you a question. Does that really show dog ownership initiative? Dogs need you to bring them outside. They need you to cuddle with them. They need you to play fetch. They need you to feed them and give them water. Dogs need you to bring them outside because otherwise they'll have a potty accident right in your house. And if you have a dog, you'll need to learn to clean up that accident because after all, this is going to be your dog. Dogs, especially one like Yeti, need to be brushed. They are much more detailed than just simply playing fetch with them and hugging and kissing them. They're living, breathing little beings who get into stuff. And they have accidents, and they can be naughty little stinkers, just like little kids can be. So training a dog is going to be really important. Now, if you're asking me how to convince your parents to get you a dog, chances are pretty good that this is going to be your first dog. So not only would you be unfamiliar with how to care for a puppy or a dog, but your parents might be too. If you have a little brother or sister who cries a lot and you can't really figure out why they're crying, I'm sure that it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to figure out what your puppy needs or what your dog needs. So now moving back to the original question is, remember how you were asking me how to convince your parents to get you a dog. Don't just ask, do. Which brings me to our next point. Now this is really important stuff, so please keep taking those notes. Let's talk about dog shelters and dog rescues. Research where they are in your town. Just pull out that computer and Google search dog rescues or pet shelters. You could also find out from a local pet store or a local feed store. And when you find out where they are, be sure to write down their address and their phone number. Once you have those phone numbers, addresses, and names of those pet shelters written down, have your parents give those shelters a call. Or have your mom and dad stop in at one of those pet shelters with you tailing along. Now what you're going to do, you're not going to buy a puppy or a dog quite yet. You're going to ask about volunteering because we know that dogs need a lot of exercise. Find out if you can volunteer as a dog walker because number one, dogs need a lot of exercise and they need socialization. You'd be able to provide that. You'd be able to check out some different breeds of dog, be able to find out what each breed enjoys doing. They would have any type of dog there that you can dream of. You'd be able to figure out what breed you like best. And it would give you a lot of great community service. Now with that community service, you could easily use that for a resume builder down the road when you're applying for colleges. And you can use it as a volunteer service for summer school or for a project for school. It can be a great extracurricular school activity. You can ask that pet shelter if you could help with doggy training classes too. If you help with doggy training, you'd be able to learn how to train a dog. And guess what? You can do all of those things for free. Yes, I said free. Oh boy, what parent wouldn't love that? There's no need for you to worry about a puppy eating your shoes or worse, your homework. I can't wink, but I was trying to wink. If you find a dog that you really like, you could ask your mom and dad if perhaps you could talk to the dog shelter and find out if you could bring him home for the night or even bring that dog home over the weekend for a trial run. That point brings me to an in-house doggy trial. Now this isn't your dog yet. You are volunteering with this dog for a night or a weekend. You'll be able to show your parents exactly how you take care of a dog by walking, playing, cuddling, bringing the dog outside as often as the dog needs to go outside, and all the supplies are provided for you. Their dog food, their dog dish, their leash, collar, everything is all provided for you. So you're doing this for no charge, volunteering. You'll show your mom and dad how you can give the dog food and water. And now with the water, you'll want to pay close attention because they'll have to go outside and go potty. Many times that dog will be potty trained, but it's up to you to pay close attention to find out the signals that that dog needs to go outside. And then I'd like you to bring him outside to your backyard. That in-house trial gives you the necessary experience that you would need and the necessary know-how to show your parents that you know how to take care of a dog. Now, shelter dogs can be absolutely wonderful pets, and they're much more affordable than buying a purebred dog from a breeder. Volunteering at that pet shelter gives you the necessary skills that you'll be able to bring home to a dog if you eventually get a dog. Now that you know what you want to do, let me give you some tips on what to say to your parents. So you'll start off, Mom, Dad, I really want a dog. But to do that, I really need to show you that I can care for a dog. And I'm not just saying stuff, I want to show you. I want to volunteer with you at our local pet shelter. I want to be able to bring doggies on walks, and I'd love to play with those doggies. I want to show you that I can clean up after those dogs. I've done some research and I found out a few different local pet shelters. I have their phone numbers and their addresses. I'd really like to help out those local pet shelters. I want to help take care of those doggies. Mom, Dad, help me make that phone call. I know that I can show you exactly what a great dog owner I would be. Now, I hope you wrote that down because that's exactly what I'd like you to tell your parents. Now, you could also ask your parents if you could dog sit a friend or a family member's dog for the weekend. Now, what all this stuff does is it shows that you've taken the initiative and that you really want a dog. You'll be showing your parents exactly how you'll be caring for that dog, and they'll see how good you are with dogs. And eventually, you'll be able to show just how great of a dog owner you would be. Maybe your parents will buy you a dog shelter dog, or they could look into getting you a puppy with your help. What you're going to do as well is you will research breeds in the meantime. And by researching, I mean you'll do Google searches on dogs, you'll read books on dogs, different breeds of dogs. You'll be able to figure out exactly what breed of dog fits best within your family's schedule and your lifestyle. I'd like you to make a list of all the pros and the cons, the good points and the bad points of each breed of dog that you like. For example, do they shed? How about barking? Their size, their activity level. Are they gentle with kids? Because that's important. Since you're asking me these questions, I want to make sure that we get you a good dog for you. Are they good with families, or are they one-person dogs? What about training? Are they difficult to train or really easy to train? And is it a good breed for a first-time dog owner? I can tell you, based on me having had a few of these guys, the Samoyeds, they might not be a good fit for you if you're a first-time dog owner because of the way that they learn. They learn so differently than a traditional dog does with the sit, stay, down, come. Yeti doesn't listen to any of that. So as beautiful as a Sammy is, and as gentle as they are, and as loving as they are very determined, very smart dogs, but they don't want to do what we want them to do. They want to do their own thing, which is why they're a little bit of a challenge for a first-time owner. It's always best to be well prepared and educated. That way you'll make the best dog owner ever, and you'll be a responsible one too. If you think you'd like a Samoyed, be sure to check out this video, and we'll bark at you next time.